Hey, Allison. When are you going to comment on my Instagram post? I, your best friend, just posted about getting engaged. Why have you liked and commented on my post yet? Sorry, Melissa. I'm kinda busy right now. I'll check it out later. What's with that attitude? Your best friend just got asked to marry, but you're just so cold. Oh, are you jealous because I'm getting married first? That's why you didn't comment or like my post. It's not like that, and I am happy for you. As your best friend, I want to congratulate you wholeheartedly. But I really don't have time for that right now. My grandmother had a stroke, so we're at the hospital right now. What? Is she okay? I don't know yet. I just went to her home to deliver dinner, and she suddenly collapsed. I called an ambulance ASAP, and now I'm in the midst of hospitalization procedures. I also have to call my family and relatives, so I'm really busy right now. You're kidding me. Why did she collapse today? It's bad luck that she collapsed on the day of my romantic engagement. How could she do this to me? Your grandmother has ruined my mood. What? I really can't believe this. My sweet boyfriend Walter proposed to me. He proposed with a diamond ring at a gorgeous restaurant with a beautiful view. This was the happiest day of my life. How could she ruin it? Wait a minute. My grandmother had a stroke and collapsed, and yet, how could you say such things to her? Don't you remember how kind she was to you? After school, she let us play at her house and even made dinner for us. Since both our parents came home late, she took care of us so that we won't feel lonely. I don't remember anything from such a long time ago. Plus, I wouldn't call those things taking care of us. What? Your grandma didn't even have video games. And the snacks she gave us were always those boring oatmeal raisin cookies. The memories I have of your grandma are so boring. Are you kidding me? That's all you can say about the person who was so kind to you? Instead of talking about your boring grandma, let's talk about my engagement. I wanted to tell you about my engagement ring, which is more gorgeous than you can imagine. Huh? Since you seem busy now, I'll post the details of it on Instagram. I'll even write the details of the romantic proposal. So be sure to read it later. And of course, don't forget to comment and like my posts.
Hi, sorry to interrupt you when you must be busy. Is this Allison's number? I'm Melissa's fiancé, Walter.
Hi, Walter. It's been a long time since we've seen each other. The last time we talked was when we went out for dinner last year with Melissa, right? I heard about the engagement. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Actually, I contacted you to discuss the wedding.
About the wedding?
Has Melissa asked you to give a speech at our wedding?
Yes, I found a message in the invitation card asking me to do so.
It's perfectly fine for you to decline her request, so please prioritize your personal matters.
Oh, you don't mind if I decline?
I just happened to hear it from Melissa, but your grandmother is hospitalized right now, right? And I hear she's not in good shape.
That's right. But she's already over 90 years old, so I guess it can't be helped.
No matter how old she is, it wouldn't be easy to have your grandmother fall ill. So please don't force yourself to attend the wedding and you don't have to give a speech. It is totally fine for you to skip the wedding. That's all I wanted to tell you.
Oh, well, thank you.
I was actually very much your grandma's boy, but she passed away last year. While she was hospitalized, I was so worried that I couldn't focus on anything, not even work. So I understand what you're going through right now. That's why I really don't want you to strain yourself.
I'm so sorry for your loss, and I appreciate your concern. Thank you.
I told Melissa that it would probably be difficult for you to prepare a speech at a time like this, that you might not even be able to attend the wedding in the first place. I suggested she ask you before sending the invitations, but she wouldn't listen to me and said it would be fine.
That's why you contacted me directly.
Maybe I'm overly concerned, but I just couldn't help it. Oh, but don't get me wrong, it's not like I don't want you to come. If it's not much of a hassle, we'd be glad to have you come. I just don't want you to be forced to come at a time like this.
Don't worry. I know you're saying it out of kindness. Thank you so much for your concern. So, may I take your word for it and decline giving a speech? Actually, I think it'll be difficult to even attend the wedding.
It's totally fine. But I sense your grandmother's condition is quite bad.
Yes, her condition has been very unstable. The doctors are saying that she may only have 3 months to live.
That might be around the same time as our wedding. It's tough enough with just your grandmother. Please don't worry about us. I think you should focus only on your grandmother for now.
Thank you very much.
I'll let Melissa know about your absence. Let us know if things change and you think you can spare time for us. There's plenty of space at the wedding venue, so you can attend at the last minute if you want.
Thank you for everything. Please give my regards to Melissa. Hey, Allison, are you really not coming to our wedding today? I can't believe you're skipping out on your best friend's wedding. You heard about my absence from Walter, right? Of course I heard about it. He said you would be absent because you're worried about your grandma. But I also heard that you said you would come if possible. So I was expecting you to come today. Of course, I would have gone if possible. But the other day, my grandma's condition suddenly worsened. She passed away that night, and today is her funeral. What? Your grandma passed away? Yeah. May she rest in peace. That's why I can't make it to the wedding today. I'm sorry. You can't just give up on my wedding so easily. Funerals can be rescheduled any time. Just rearrange the plans and come to my wedding. Don't be ridiculous. We have to have the funeral today for various reasons, including my relatives' schedules. I'll send a congratulatory gift to you later, when things have settled down. No, I don't need any gifts, so come to the wedding now. I've been your best friend since preschool. I won't allow you to miss my wedding just because of a funeral. Just because of a funeral? How can you say such a cruel thing? Shut up! I want a wedding with lots of people celebrating us. So, come here right now. And I need you to give a speech for me. I'm giving you a very important role, so you must come here at once. Wait a minute. I already declined that offer through Walter. But I couldn't find anyone else to replace you. If a girl prettier than me were to give the speech, she would steal away everyone's attention. But if the girl was ugly, it would be embarrassing. So, I need a girl with just the right face, neither too pretty nor ugly. Plus, she has to be a good writer and can handle public speaking. You are the only one among my friends who fits all these conditions. I wonder why I don't feel like you're complimenting me at all. And you're being rude to your other friends. Shut up! Just hurry up and come to the wedding. And help me make my wedding a success. You're my best friend. You should be able to do that much for me. As much as I want to help you, I really can't, Melissa. Today is my precious grandma's funeral, too. You've gotta be kidding me. You should cherish your living best friend more than your deceased grandma. Who cares about a funeral? It's not like she's going to come back to life even if you attended. What? Why did your grandma die just before my wedding? I can't believe an old hag would bother her grandchild's best friend. This really sucks. If she had died after my wedding, you could have come to my wedding without a moment's hesitation. Hey, Melissa. I know you're upset with me, but your words are too cruel. My grandma would be so sad if she heard this. Then come here ASAP before I say anything worse. I don't give a damn about some dead old lady. You, as my best friend, must come here and make a speech. Okay, I'll be there. Hurry up. Just so you know, the ceremony starts in an hour. If you're late, I'll charge you for ruining my wedding. Okay, have it your way. But in return, if I make it on time, don't complain to me about anything. That's the condition for attending your wedding. Of course I won't complain if you make it on time. All I want is for you to make my wedding a big success as my best friend. Okay, I'll do my best to come up with a memorable speech. But I can't promise you anything about what happens afterwards. What do you mean? Well, I don't have much time now, so I'll be on my way. Please make sure my seat is ready. Leave now! Get the hell out of my wedding, you bitch! What a horrible thing to say. I rushed all the way from the funeral to come to your wedding. But who comes to a wedding in mourning clothes? You could have at least changed your clothes. Do you have any idea how uncomfortable you made the guests because of that? I wanted to change clothes too, if possible. But you said you'd charge me a fee if I didn't arrive on time. That's why I had no choice but to go in these mourning clothes. I don't want to be charged a fortune for changing my clothes. Are you saying it's my fault? I thought people may not realize, but I guess my dress was too simple for a wedding. The aura was clearly full of sadness, and plus, no one comes to a wedding in black from head to toe. Really? But the women in the Addams family dress in black all the time. This is not a joke. And you gave your speech in such a state. Didn't I do a great job, despite the fact I only had less than an hour to prepare my speech? It was full of episodes that only best friends know, and the crowd seemed to love it. You've got to be kidding me. They were just smiling, not knowing how to react. And you read the wrong speech at first. I couldn't believe my ears when you started to read the message of condolences instead of the congratulatory speech. Well, everyone makes mistakes, right? I was in a hurry, so I guess I got nervous. The first thing you said was, "I'm here to say goodbye." In an instant, everyone looked confused. And yet, you proceeded to read the condolence message without hesitation. Thank God you stopped me by yelling at me. If you hadn't stopped me, I would have read through the whole thing. I know what happened, Allison. I know it's all on purpose. You have a habit of touching your wrists when you're lying. I, your best friend, can see right through it. I didn't know I had a habit like that. I still can't believe my wedding turned out like this. You ruined everything. How are you going to fix this? I just came as requested. And I told you in advance. that you couldn't complain as long as I make it on time, and I can't promise you anything about what happens afterwards. Go to hell! I'm done with you, and I'm going to charge you compensation. I'll make you take responsibility for ruining this once-in-a-lifetime ceremony.
Then you have to take responsibility for what you've done to Allison too, Melissa. Responsibility for making her skip her grandma's funeral. I think that's a pretty serious responsibility.
What? Don't tell me you're Walter. Why are you texting me from Allison's phone?
I'm apologizing on your behalf and arranging a cab to take her back to the funeral home. Really, Melissa, what have you done? I never thought you could be so heartless.
Wait a minute. Why am I being blamed? Allison ruined our ceremony. And yet, why are you apologizing to her?
Don't you realize how you also ruined her important day? She was forced to skip her grandma's funeral, which is also a once-in-a-lifetime important event. She deserves an apology. But it's no longer something that can be solved with just an apology.
Huh? That's ridiculous. I didn't ruin the funeral. It's only natural that she attends her best friend's wedding.
Don't you think it's more natural for her to attend her grandma's funeral? Her grandma was her precious family, and she just lost her.
But her grandma is dead. I, who's still alive, am more important to her from now on. So, she should have prioritized my wedding over the funeral of a 90-year-old hag who would have died soon anyways.
I can't believe you're still saying things like that at this point. I'm too dumbfounded to say anything. The wedding has to be called off. The after party will be canceled too. I've decided not to marry you.
What? You're canceling the wedding? What do you mean you've decided not to marry me? What are you saying all of a sudden?
There's no way I can marry someone with values like yours.
Oh no, wait. Well, maybe I was a bit unreasonable with Allison, but isn't it too much to call off the marriage just because of that?
I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry, but it's over.
What?
I'll go tell everyone that we're canceling the wedding.
Wait a minute, Walter. I don't want to cancel the wedding. Don't be so mean.
You have no right to tell me I'm mean after saying all those nasty things to Allison. Well, I'll be going now. The cab is almost here, so I'm going to drop Allison off and go home.
He really called off our marriage. Walter hates me and says he doesn't want to see my face. Plus, my parents, friends, and relatives are all terrible. They all say it's my fault and I deserve to have the marriage called off. They also say that I should pay for the entire wedding fee. That must have been a tough day for you. Do you understand this is all your fault? I'm hated by everyone because of you. So, Allison, give me all the inheritance you got from your grandma. Excuse me? What on earth are you talking about? Your late grandmother's inheritance. You got some too, right? I'm asking you to give me all of it to pay for the wedding. Huh? Are you serious? What other choice do I have? I've already returned all the congratulatory gifts to the guests. And it's impossible for me to pay a fortune on my own. So you want your best friend to give you her grandmother's inheritance? It's a fact that you ruined my wedding. So you have no right to complain. Well, I may have ruined it. I did a lot of things out of anger, like not changing clothes and reading the condolence speech. But it's okay for someone else to complain about it then, right? What? Don't tell me that Walter is next to you. Not only Walter, but also your parents are here with me. They just came to our house right now. They came all the way over here to apologize to me. What? They're shaking with anger right in front of my eyes. They're saying, your grandmother took such good care of Melissa when she was little, and yet, I can't believe she would say such cruel things. On top of that, she is counting on your grandma's inheritance? She's not our daughter anymore. We shall cut ties with her. Oh no! And Walter is also very angry. Everyone said they'd go to your place after they pay their respects to my grandmother. They want to have a family meeting. Oh no! Wait! I have a bad feeling about this family meeting. I'm pretty sure it's where they're gonna cut ties with me and slap my face. Maybe so. But it's none of my business since you're not my friend anymore. Goodbye. After that, Melissa was once again scolded for hours by her parents and Walter. She then used up her savings to pay for the wedding. But she had to sell everything she could to make enough money. As soon as she completed the payment, her parents cut ties with her, and she was kicked out of her parents' house. In a panic, she tried to ask her friends for help, but they were all at the wedding and knew the whole story. So no one would help her, saying she got what she deserved. I know that she now lives in a cheap apartment and is experiencing numerous unfortunate events. She almost got fired due to her company's restructuring. She was almost hit by a car while she was in a daze, and also was the victim of a purse theft. She believes it's my grandmother's curse, so she gets down on her knees in front of my grandmother's grave every day and asks for forgiveness.